Wagwan, what's great? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chef John Morris and you're tuning into Morris Time Cooking. Yeah man, I know you saw that title as always and you saw that beautiful thumbnail. We're making a Thanksgiving dinner for 5. So if that's something that sounds interesting, stick around. After the intro, we get right into it.
We know about sardine, mackerel, chicken neck, chicken back. Nothing I waste, nothing I dash way.
So, we're doing a Thanksgiving dinner for 5, but this time around we have no appetizer, but we have the main course and the dessert. For main course, we whip up some beautiful, because I don't really like turkey, so I had to make it flavorful to my liking. So I made some beautiful jerk barbecue turkey, you know, see? And then to top that off, we went with some creamy mashed potatoes and some nice green bean, nice and crunchy, and we had the gravy with that as well. And to top that off, I made dessert, simple creme brulee, but I put a twist on it with some pumpkin spice in there. And I'm telling you, it's something, now I'm gonna say die for it, because I want if it tasty thing. But try this recipe out and let me know what you think. Without further delay, let's get right into this video. First up, I'm gonna do the turkey because that takes the longest to cook. Okay, so for turkey here, I'm using a 7-pound turkey. For each pound, we're going to be cooking that for half an hour, which will give us a total of about 3.5 hours. So for spices, we have 1 teaspoon of paprika for color, a teaspoon of white pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of salt. And we're just going to mix all of that to ensure that they come together real nicely. And to go with that dry rub, we have here 1/4 cup of jerk marinade. I do have a video out on this, so check that out in the link above. I'm going to be adding that to 2 tablespoons of butter. Mix that out thoroughly, and then we're going to be using this to season the turkey. This is what you want it to look like. Now we're going to release the skin from the turkey breast because the breast of the turkey is normally dry. So we need to add a bit of fat underneath there to keep it nice and moist. You do not want to rip this, you just want to release it a bit with your hands, go back and forth so that we can get that jerk butter underneath here to keep that breast nice and moist. Alright, with a generous amount, about 2 tablespoons of the mixture here. Just lay that nicely over the breast, and as I said, this will keep the breast nice and moist. Cover that up tightly. So with the remainder of that jerk butter, we're going to go in the carcass of the turkey to ensure that it's properly seasoned, and then on the entire turkey. Once that's done, we're going to go in with our dry rub, sprinkle that all over the turkey, both on the back, the chest, and also underneath the wing, and we're just going to rub that in beautifully to distribute those flavors. And here Jamir is helping me out with this sprinkling, nice and easy. Look how beautiful that bird looks, well seasoned. I have to rub up underneath the arm too, you know. I'm just going to fold that wing now, just to make sure that turkey lay nicely on the tray. So just fold that wing, tuck it back, so the turkey looks nice and presentable. Alright, so for our vegetables now, these are already washed. We're going to leave them skin on. 2 medium onions. We also have 3 sprigs of thyme and about 5 to 6 bay leaves, and those will add flavor to our turkey. I'm going to be using a tomato, 1 head of garlic, 1 medium carrot. I only have the baby ones here. And we're just going to stuff that turkey with half the amount of our vegetables. Once that turkey is stuffed, we're going to put the remainder of the vegetables into our roasting pan so that we can make a bed for the turkey to lay on, so that the back part of the turkey can steam properly just as the front part. I have the turkey neck here. Normally this comes with the turkey. I put this in the tray because I want that to help flavor the sauce, to give the sauce that nice turkey taste. Turkey down, that's a beautiful bed. I do not have any roasting cards, so I'm going to be using some aluminum foil. What I'm going to be doing is to just roll that up nicely like a cigar, and then we're just going to crimp that to form like a nice rope, so to speak. Just like that, and we're just going to crimp that, twist that to get it nice and tight. So just cross those legs, twist that over and under, and just twist, and there you go, a homemade roasting rope. And that's it. Tuck her in nicely. Use up the excess seasoning. Don't waste nothing, you know. Rub that all over. Rinse that out with about a cup of water to help with the cooking process. So cover that with tin foil, and we're going to put this in our preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to bake that for 2 hours, nice and covered, to get that proper, you know what I say? After 2 hours, this is what it would look like. Nice and steamy. Remove that from the pan. Put that on a tray, and now we're going to baste that with our first coating of barbecue sauce. So all that juice will be for our gravy, so we're going to put that aside for now. Don't dash that away. Barbecue sauce of your choice. If you want to learn how to make barbecue sauce, I also have a video out on that. Check it out in your top right hand corner. I'm just going to give that a nice little coat all around the turkey for the first. What I did was I coated this turkey 3 times, but you're only going to be seeing 2 coating right here, and you can just coat it based on the color that you're looking for. So coat it. Now we're going to put this in the oven for half an hour on 350. So we drop that temperature from 400 to 350, put it in the oven for half an hour, take it out, baste it again, and we'll repeat that process for an hour and a half. So right here I didn't show the second barbecue coating, but this is the third and final coating. And we're just going to go in and just smother that with the barbecue sauce all over. Pop this back in the oven for half an hour, and we should be good to go. So mind you, you can multitask. So as soon as you put that turkey in the oven for the first 2 hours, you can put the creme brulee in as soon as that's done. But because I'm making this video in segments for you to follow along with the cooking process, you don't have to do that. And the creme brulee as well can be made the night before. So now we're going to work on the gravy. For the gravy, we're going to roast off those vegetables. Ensure that you drain the excess liquid off, because you know liquid and oil will leave a splashing. Just going to roast those off for about 2 minutes to get out more of the flavor. Once that's roasted, we're going to deglaze with white wine of your choice, about 2 tablespoons, just to get everything going. Ensure that that dissolves. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato ketchup. Mix that in. Then we're going to season that with salt and pepper. I'm using a 1.5 teaspoons of salt and a 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. Back in with all those turkey juices. Give that a stir, and then we're going to add some cornstarch slurry. I'm using 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of room temperature water. Mix that together, add it in, stir that up, cover it on medium-low heat, and let that reduce to half the amount. Alright, there we have it. This has been reduced to half the amount, nice and thick. I'm just going to ensure that I crush out those vegetables, because we want to extract all the flavors that we can at this time. The garlic, the onion, the carrot, the tomato, you name it. Once that's done, we're just going to strain that sauce off. Beauty. Hey, look. Take a look on the sauce. So velvety. You see me? Nice and smooth. You don't want this too thick in a turkey we are dealing with. Nice and velvety. Just gonna add this to a saucepan. So just leave that on your stove top on low heat until you're ready to serve. Feel some that go waste the turkey neck? No! Give that a bite. Ooh, soft and juicy. So right now we're moving on with our creme brulee. This is going to be a pumpkin spice creme brulee. I made that pumpkin cheesecake the other day. So just as I made that pumpkin, it's the same pumpkin. I had a bit left over, and I said, okay, I don't want to waste this. So we're going to add that to the creme brulee. Heavy cream, 35%. This is about 2 cups. And we're just going to add 3/4 cup and leave back a quarter for later on. Add that to a saucepan on very low heat. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to that. Ensure the heat is low, and we don't want to boil this. We want to just bring that up to a temperature just so it forms like a skin on top, and we're good to go. Not boiling, not hot. Once that's done, we're just going to put that to the side to cool. So for eggs, we need 5 egg yolks. So I'm just separating the yolks from the white, and you want to have a separate bowl for this first. So separate that egg yolk, and as I said, we're using 5 large eggs. So nice yolk out into my mixer. Granulated sugar to my eggs. So we're going to beat that on medium until everything is combined to form a nice creamy looking mixture. Just like this right here. Look how creamy that is. Our heavy cream is already cooled. We're going to add an adult twist with some salted caramel. I'm going with about 2 tablespoons right in there. Mix that in, and then we're going to temper that egg mixture with everything. So once that mixture is ready, we're going to add a bit at a time to the egg mixture, because we do not want to cook this. We're tempering the mixture right here, meaning we're adding that warm liquid into the eggs little at a time to bring that up to like a normal temperature. Then we're going to dunk everything in, and this will prevent it from cooking. Do not put everything all at once, because you'll cook the egg before it hits the oven. Once that's done, you should have something nice and creamy like this. So this is a pumpkin creme brulee. Right here I have ½ pound of pumpkin. All I did was to add a bit of cinnamon, sugar, season that up, pop it in the oven for about an hour. Let that cool down, and this is the end result. You know what I mean? So we're just going to blend that up. Alright, so about 1.5 tablespoons to each mug right here. I'm using 4 medium-sized ramekin and then 1 large. So with a strainer, I'm going to go in with my mixture until it comes all the way up to the top, leaving about 1/4 inch. So the reason why I'm straining this is because if there's any foam, you do not want that on the top of the creme brulee, because that will ruin how well your creme brulee comes out the oven. Ensure that everything has space, and we're going to go in with some boiling water. What this will do is to help to cook that custard evenly. Place this in the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes on 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you should have something looking golden. Look how beautiful those look. Once ready, it should have like a slight jiggle in the center, and that's perfectly fine. Remove those from the water bath, set them on a cooling rack. Allow them to cool down properly. These are best done the day before, but if you don't have any time like me, you can just wrap those up, pop them in the freezer to speed up the cooling process, and trust me, you have yourself some creme brulee. Time to move on to the mashed potato, one of the easiest recipes you'll find out there. So let's get right into it. I like to use boiling water for my mashed potatoes. I have here 3.5 pounds of beautiful yellow potatoes, and I'm just going to go right into that boiling water with them. And we're just going to cook these on medium-high heat, 1.5 tablespoons of salt until fork tender. This should take about 15 to 20 minutes. These yellow potatoes, they cook magnificent, especially when you're doing mashed potatoes. While that's going, I'm going to work on my beans. Cut off the head and the bottom of the beans. Any spots that may look like they're rotting, cut those off. And we're just going to wash these, and we're just going to cook that in the same water. We're going to blanch this for about 3 minutes, nothing too long, because we will need these vegetables to be nice and crunchy. Still nice and green and radiant. That's what you want. Set those to the side, cool them down, and then we're going to add some seasonings to those later on. For the mashed potato now, remove that, drain the water off, add to a separate bowl, and then we're going to mash that with our potato ricer. Invest in a potato ricer. This will change your mashed potato game, and I guarantee you that. You see me? Nice and creamy. You can always use a fork, you know, but you not get it nice and creamy the way this gets it. You see me? And if you want to know where to get that to purchase, it's less than about 20 or 25 Canadian dollars. You see me? Check the link out in the description box. That's where I have on my Amazon storefront all the tools and equipment that I use, because I realize you always say, Where do you get this, chef? Where do you get that? So I ensure that I make a list of all that I use in the kitchen. So check the link out and trust me, this potato ricer will change the game for you. So I'm gonna add potato to fill and we're just gonna crush those out nicely. Once that's nice and riced, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of cold butter to that and the remainder of the heavy cream that we had from the creme brulee, and this is 1/4 cup. And that's it for my mashed potato. Simple but yet delicious. Sometimes simple is best. Mix that in beautifully and you should have yourself some creamy mashed potato. Look on that. Oh my days. Now we're going to work on our vegetables. These vegetables should be done last because they need to keep that crunch factor as well as the color. We blanch those off for 3 minutes, cool them down. Now we're just going to saute them up with some seasoning. So let's get right into these green beans. To a hot pan, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Add your green beans in and we're just going to saute these off for about 2 minutes. Toss that up, ensure to coat that with the oil right through to the nice and sheeny. Then we're going to season that with some celery salt, you know what I say, and I'm going to be using about a teaspoon. You can season to taste right here, and some freshly ground black pepper, about 1/2 teaspoon. Toss that around. The only thing we need to bring is heat in these. We're going to add a teaspoon of butter to that, just to bring on some nice flavor to that, you know what I say. Toss that around, let it sit for a minute, and we should have nice, beautiful, crunchy green beans, aka string bean. Hey, look at those beans. Mashed potato up. You know the thing go. Beautiful and rosy, creamy and nice. Look at that gravy. Nice and hot. Woo, velvety. It's a full out meal. Don't be shy. Creme brulee, we're gonna add a teaspoon of granulated sugar, and this is for the topping. Ensure that you just roll that around to cover the entire top of that creme brulee. And me I tell you, now, we are gonna touch them. So for a rundown again, sugar on top. Roll that around, ensure that you coat the entire top and even out that sugar. Turn on the torch. If you want to get the torch purchase, it's in the link below. So click the link below. All of the tools and equipment that I use in the kitchen can be found there. You hear? Gonna toast those up nicely. Caramelize that sugar. And it should be beautiful. And ready to go. Creme brulee. One a day. Keep the Edens away. Oh my days. Just put this down for about 5 minutes to harden that sugar on top. Yo, may I tell you, you're in for a treat.
Damn, look at that. Ooh.
And there you go. How to prepare your turkey for this Thanksgiving with a twist. This can serve a family of 5, but if your family is bigger, feel free to just double up the recipe. Smaller family, you can eat leftover. Nothing nice like a nice like a turkey sandwich. You get what I say? And we gave you dessert. We gave you that green bean. We give you some nice mashed potato and gravy. So guess what? make me feel good to the man. Leave a like on the video. And if you're new here, what are you waiting on? Click the subscribe button because we upload every single week and we have over 280 videos and counting. And don't think I'm joking. Once again, thank you very much for watching. And before I go, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Eat well and just live good. So until next time,
See you ready, grab it and grab it up on ourselves.